You're saying the standard things that we all have heard. There was a point where I was saying these same things until I started doing the research. And this is why I keep saying this. And I know it's a little bit hard to believe when you're like, okay, but everybody says this. I understand that. This is why I keep stressing, do the research, because none of those other people have. So I'm going to break some things down to you. So first and foremost, respectfully, you still did not tell me where fake sea moss comes from. A city, a state, a company, a country, pictures, video, still haven't provided that. So that says one thing. Now, here's another thing. The sea moss gets its nutrients from the water, not from the rocks. So when you say the sea moss has to be attached to the rocks, that's false. So here's what I want you to do. I want you to look up red algae. Red algae is what sea moss is. There's all different kinds of sea moss. There's gracilaria, there's Crondis crispus, and there's Yucca macatani. The texture really has nothing to do with whether the sea moss is real or it's fake. I want you to look up, again, red algae. When you look up red algae, look up the biology of it. Look up how it grows, how it gets its nutrients. You'll see that it gets its nutrients from the water. It'll lead you to a holdfast. A holdfast is what sea moss uses to attach itself to the rocks. Okay? Now, when you look up the holdfast, you'll realize it doesn't draw nutrients from it. It's not a typical root like a regular plant. So it doesn't pull nutrients from that root system. It's just anchoring itself to something. It can anchor itself to anything, rocks, boats, snail shells, anything. This is the actual biology of how this stuff grows. This isn't someone's opinion. Okay, we've been going off of what people say. It's their opinions. So when you said something about we can disagree, is we have difference of opinion, it's not opinion. You can look these things up. These are biological facts of how this stuff grows and operates. And these are the things that people are telling you about sea moss do not know because they have not looked it up. What people typically call gummy worms, that type of sea moss, that's just sea moss that isn't properly dried and they sell it. They also say that there's table salt added to it. There's no table salt added to it. Doesn't make sense. Sea moss naturally grows in the ocean, which is salt water. So when it dehydrates, naturally salt is going to come out of it. So you can't find a picture of it growing in a swimming pool, a pool, or people adding salt to it. That just doesn't make sense. Now, depending on how the sea moss is processed, once it's dried out, or if it's not dried out, if it's dried out a little bit, that determines how the sea moss looks. It determines how it smells. The average person who's giving you this information can't tell you the three main forms of sea moss that's on the market. The Yucca macatani, gracilaria, Crondis crispus. They probably don't know the names of it. None of those people, I guarantee you, has ever told you what a holdfast is. I guarantee you none of them have ever spoke on the biology. They just tell you the vitamins and minerals and what Dr. Sebi said. But again, you can look these things up for yourself. So it's not a matter of opinion. And the reason why I'm so passionate about this is because everyone is spreading misinformation. So when we spread this misinformation, we scare people away from using sea moss who don't know anything. Because when people come into it, all they hear is people arguing and saying, this is fake, that's fake. It makes the consumer say, I don't know what's real. I don't know what to trust, so I'm going to just leave it alone. But they don't know that there's different forms of sea moss. So if you see one that looks different from the other one, there's usually different reasons why it looks like that. It does not mean it's fake. So again, even when I give this information, people are so emotional because they're already tied to the information that they have. They're unwilling to at least look these things up and see for themselves and be able to change their information. Now, I've been doing this for a few years. I've helped literally thousands of people improve their health. The reason why I'm so passionate about this sea moss in the first place is because it drastically changed my wife's health. It gave her life back, literally. So I'm extremely passionate about this. I'm extremely passionate about getting to the facts. And like I said, there was a point where I was doing the same thing everybody else is doing. You follow the same basic information that you hear on videos. You do a basic Google search and you're like, okay, you read blogs and you're like, okay, it's all the same information. This is what it is. But not many people has taken the time to really look into this. And this is why I keep saying, once you actually do the research and understand that the majority of that stuff we're saying about sea moss is wrong, then you have to go back and look at the people you got the information from and question, was they telling you lies on purpose or did they just never actually do research? Either way, they're spreading misinformation and they're not properly informed. So this is very, very important to break down. So you saying that you are educated about what you put in your body, respectfully, you need to update your information a little bit. And again, We all was getting the same information, but we have to now update that information. I'm going to continue to do this so people are informed about the benefits of sea moss and how much it can help them. Again, we cannot keep scaring each other and arguing and keeping people away from sea moss. So I just wanted to help. Respectfully, just wanted to provide that information. Salute.